Story 1. The Night Shift Caller. I used to work the night shift at a small roadside motel just off a state highway. It wasn't the kind of place families stayed at. It was the kind of place you stopped at because you were too tired to keep driving, or because you didn't want people asking questions. The building itself was old. 2 floors, outdoor walkways, flickering neon sign that buzzed all night. Behind the motel was nothing but empty fields and a tree line that looked pitch black after sunset. I had been working there for about 3 months. My shift ran from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. At first, I thought the job would be easy, and it was most nights. After midnight, the world went quiet. No traffic, no guests checking in, just the hum of the vending machines and the occasional buzz from the lobby lights. I usually sit behind the front desk watching security cameras or scrolling on my phone to stay awake. But one thing about night shifts, your mind starts playing tricks on you. You notice every sound, every shadow, every movement. And sometimes you notice things that shouldn't be there at all. The first call. It was a Thursday night. Slow even by motel standards. By 2 a.m., all guests were in their rooms and the parking lot was still. At exactly 3:12 a.m., the front desk phone rang. That wasn't unusual. Sometimes guests called for towels or complained about noise. I answered like normal. "Front desk, how can I help you?" There was silence. I was about to hang up when I heard breathing. Slow, deep, like someone standing right next to the receiver. I said hello again. No response. Just breathing. I assumed it was a prank call and hung up. But something about the breathing bothered me. It didn't sound playful or drunk. It sounded calm, patient, like whoever it was wasn't in a hurry. About 10 minutes later, the phone rang again. Same line. I answered more cautiously this time. "Front desk." Breathing again. Then a man's voice whispered, "Why are you alone tonight?" My chest tightened instantly. His voice was low, raspy, like he hadn't spoken in hours. I asked who this was. No answer. Then he said, "You shouldn't be there by yourself." I hung up immediately. At this point, I was annoyed more than scared. Creepy prank caller, I thought. Still, I locked the front lobby doors just in case. Policy said we could after midnight anyway. "I can see you." At 3:31 a.m., the phone rang again. This time it made my heart jump. I picked up but didn't speak. The man spoke first. "You locked the doors." I felt my stomach drop. I hadn't told anyone I locked them. I slowly looked toward the glass entrance doors. Beyond them, only darkness. Then he said the words that made my hands go cold. "I can see you." I stood up from the chair and scanned the parking lot. There were maybe 6 cars out there, all belonging to guests. No one walking. No one standing. I told him I was calling the police. He chuckled. Quiet. Almost amused. "Go ahead. They won't make it in time." Then the line went dead. Now I was genuinely scared. I went straight to the security monitor behind the desk. There were 8 camera feeds. Parking lot, stairwells, hallways, lobby exterior, ice machine area. I scanned each one carefully. Everything looked normal, until I checked the camera facing the ice machine. There was a man standing there. Tall, very tall, wearing what looked like a long dark coat. He wasn't moving. He was just standing beside the ice machine, facing the camera, but I couldn't see his face clearly. The light above him was flickering. I leaned closer to the monitor. He didn't move for almost 5 minutes. Not a step, not a shift, just standing there, staring. He disappears. Then suddenly, he walked out of frame. Not running, not fast, just a slow, calm walk into the darkness between the building wings. I kept watching, expecting him to reappear on another camera. He didn't. That's when I heard it. 3 slow knocks. Behind me.
on the lobby glass door. I froze. Every instinct told me not to turn around, but I did anyway. Standing on the other side of the locked glass door was the man. Closer now. Tall. Thin. Head slightly tilted. I still couldn't see his face clearly. He raised his hand and knocked 3 more times. Slow. Deliberate. I grabbed the desk phone and dialed 911 without breaking eye contact. While the phone rang, he leaned closer to the glass. That's when I saw his face. Or at least I tried to. Because something was wrong with it. His skin looked pale. Unnaturally pale. His eyes looked too dark. Like empty holes. And he was smiling. Not a normal smile. A wide, stretched, unnatural grin. The waiting. I told the dispatcher someone was outside trying to get in. While I was on the phone, the man stopped knocking. He just stood there, staring at me, smiling. Then slowly, he raised one finger and pointed directly at me. I backed away from the desk. When I looked back up, he was gone. Just gone. No footsteps. No running. Nothing. Police arrived about 18 minutes later. They searched the entire property. Parking lot. Fields. Stairwells. Nothing. One officer even checked the ice machine camera footage with me. We watched the recording together. There he was, standing beside the ice machine, still as a statue, then walking out of frame. Normal. So far. But when the officer rewound it frame by frame, we noticed something that made both of us go silent. The footage. When the man stood at the ice machine, we assumed he was facing the camera, but he wasn't. His body was facing away from it, toward the wall. But his head was turned completely backward, looking directly into the lens, smiling. The officer replayed it 3 times to be sure. Same result. Body forward, head backward, watching the camera, watching me. The final incident. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. 2 nights later, I was finishing paperwork around 4 a.m. when the phone rang again. Same time range. Same line. I stared at it for a full 10 seconds before answering. Silence. Then breathing. My heart started pounding instantly. I didn't speak. Neither did he. Then he whispered, "You looked scared." I slammed the phone down. Immediately after, the lobby lights flickered, then shut off completely. The entire lobby went dark, except for the monitor glow. I looked at the cameras in panic. Every single feed showed static, except one, the lobby exterior camera, and on it, standing right outside the glass doors, was the man again. But this time, he was closer to the camera, close enough that I could see his face clearly on the monitor. That same stretched smile, but his eyes, they weren't dark anymore. They looked glossy, reflective, like animal eyes in headlights. He slowly lifted his hand and pressed it against the glass. Then, all camera feeds went dead. I quit the next day. Police found nothing again. No footprints. No forced entry. No evidence anyone was there. Management reviewed the footage, but somehow the system had corrupted overnight. The recordings were gone. Deleted. Except for one frozen frame saved automatically by the system. The frame showed the man at the glass door, hand pressed against it, smiling. But that wasn't the part that made me quit. It was the reflection in the glass. Because in the reflection, you could see me behind the desk, and behind me, standing inside the lobby, was the same man, smiling at the back of my head.